Your shirt, your Yin Yang shirt.
I just need some twins on it.
I mean, black and white twins?
No, just twins. It's the word twins. Because then it'd be a yin yang.
They're like opposites. That's not what a twin...
Yeah, that's why I would write the word twins. Because it's not a yin yang twin shirt, but it's yin and yang. And then twins.
I got it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it philosophically. And
I'm talking about the actual yin yang twins.
Come on, James. Let's get with it.
It's okay, man. How was the comedy show?
It was fun. So, I just didn't know what to expect because whenever I remember him in Wild 'N Out, but he never was really in the forefront.
I got you.
Yeah, and then his videos, whenever he on Instagram, he usually just like reposts other videos and then he just looks at the camera. So I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But my mom loves him. Like she watches YouTube videos and he actually talks on YouTube. So I'm like, okay. And he was actually pretty funny. The crowd was going. It was good.
Did it have a good opener?
It wasn't bad. So I can tell. I almost feel like you have more to prove when you're the opener, obviously. And Huntsville, sometimes they're not forgiving. So I remember there was a couple of people who like, man, y'all ain't gotta laugh at my jokes. I'm getting paid anyway. There was a couple of people like that. And
I know the last guy when me, you, and Dexter went, he was okay.
Yeah, because I remember that I was like, I'm a laugh, I'm gonna clap, I'm gonna do something to help him out. But no, this guy he was hit or miss. I mean, he had some good ones, he had some. Everybody was quiet, but he wasn't bad.
Yeah, usually openers they tend to be like people. I mean, they probably have been doing it for a while, but they haven't gotten to like obviously a certain level, or they haven't probably been doing it as long. Yeah. As whoever's there, but I don't know.
I feel like some of those jokes, like if it came from somebody famous, people would laugh. Like it's some. I'm one of those people. You guess you can call me cynical, hey, man. But just like if you are famous and if you say something, let's say you're making an apology on to some, I'm not going to say, okay, that's a little bit more. But you're famous and you say something controversial. Depending on who the first people to react is going to sway how that video goes. Because like if the first person, and I'm not saying it's always all the time, but yeah, I feel like any viral video, any controversial video can go either way, and it just depends on the day, the people. It just depends.
Well, it's also too like because like it depends on how you feel about a certain person. Yeah. So like for instance, I'm trying to figure. Okay, give an example. Jill Scott, right? Yep. You know how much I love Jill Scott. I feel like this is. I'm not saying this is truth, but just as an example, because of how much I have a fondness for her. I feel like there's a lot that she can do that I probably like. Come on, man. That's just Jill Scott.
It's not that big. No,
yeah, come on, man. I don't care that she stabbed him 7 times.
I'm right.
Did he die?
Yeah.
No.
There's some people that came to mind. I was like, some people. Okay, let's just throw out R. Kelly. I'm not saying nobody's defending him. Nobody's. But
you took a hard left from Jill Scott. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I was like, do I want to go this route?
Go ahead, man.
But people were quick to say, let's cancel somebody. I don't remember, it was before. Maybe it was R. Kelly. But they're like, let's not listen to his music. People like, nah, we can condemn R. Kelly, but we gonna still listen to his music.
There's a lot of people who, I mean, not that it comes on regularly. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who still was religiously watching the Cosby Show reruns.
My whole life, I don't know why, I just do not stumble upon the Cosby Show on TV. But before everything that happened to him, where could you watch it? Like, where on TV would you happen to come across the Cosby Show?
So they used to play it a lot on, obviously, the black channels before they got taken away. It came on a lot of times on the Nick at Nights or it'd be just odd channels that play old schools. I was drawing a blank on the word sitcom episodes. It'd be those, but they'd be stations they're not like an ABC or a Fox. It'd be real random. Like, we're going to show Cosby Show for 12 hours. Like, all right.
Because I know, like Pluto, you know, they'll have a channel that's specifically for, like, South Park or Impractical Jokers. So I feel like there's a channel on Pluto where it's like the Jeffersons, 227.
I ain't watched Impractical Jokers in so long.
That used to be my...
It used to be my shit, man. Yeah, did you that?
I just, like, it was in my shirt. I didn't want to, like, every time I move for it to make
I got you.
Yeah, I used to, so South Park, I used to put it on and go to sleep. So before South Park, it was Impractical Jokers. I used to just put it on and go to sleep.
It just, Impractical Jokers, this is a mouthful. It just got to a point to where it was like, I mean, obviously it's a TV show, and they don't hide the fact that it's a TV show. But at the same time, it's like, I just feel like when you get to a certain point to where you've done like 4 or 5 seasons, I'm pretty sure people know who you are.
I was gonna say that I thought you were going towards like the novelty wears off, but no, I hear what you're saying.
Because the mystique is like, oh, they catching random people. Come on, man.
And especially like New York, like even so, New York, it's a popular show. Even if nobody knows you from off the street, somebody can probably seen the show or clips.
I don't know though, James, because like New York is big, but at the same time, you have all these superheroes that live in New York who never know each other and never run into each other, but they're all in the same vicinity
in the comics. And I hear you.
I know. I'm just talking shit.
Listen, there are so many videos that I said that I had in mind that I want to do. There's just like the Sinners video I had. The whole hype done died down. I don't even want to release it anymore.
I wouldn't say the hype is that because I know you didn't go. But me and Veronica went to the barbecue, and we had a whole conversation about the movie Sinners, like spoiler free and everything. Well, not spoiler free, but with spoilers and everything, like a group of people. So I'm not gonna say, I won't say the hype has died down. It's just, you know, other stuff has come out, but it's still still relevant.
The reason I brought up the videos thing is because when you're talking about the superheroes, I remember I was gonna make a video about, you know, a criminal coming out, and then they're like, all right, I'm gonna do some crime today. They look over here, and then like Daredevil pop up. You look over here, then Spider-Man, and it's kind of what you were saying, except from the eyes of a criminal. I
got you. Yeah. You just I saw a video. I just thought about this. There was a guy. Oh, so like, okay, so you know how they have those videos where it's like somebody will do something and like it's like a play on like the old school TV movies or whatever. But they're like, oh, so and so later went on to do, you know, like their pause the screen. Yeah. So there's a video of a guy. I don't know where, I can't find it, but there's a video guy who was like, it was like different criminals after they talk crap about Batman. So he's like, man, I'm gonna punch him in his eye. And he's like, oh, he did not punch him in his eye. He was incapacitated. It was like different people. So it's kind of that's what you made me think about when you talked about that. But yeah, there's like 15 superheroes in New York, and they all don't know each other. In the movies and TV shows, they don't know each other.
Yeah. I subscribe to, I mean, as do other people, but I subscribe to all kinds of different, and there's this one channel where it's like this person who just does some random, real small act of a crime. Let's say that they you know, tried to drop a piece of trash in the trash can and missed and fell. And then they're like, oh shoot, oh no, they turn into Batman.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Yeah, no recycle. I saw, and then we can talk about something else. I saw this one conspiracy thing, but because I know you sent me videos like this before, but it was a video explaining about how Donkey used to be a human from Shrek. You seen that one?
No, but I mean it makes sense. It makes sense though. I feel like I've probably seen that one. I was trying to think of where you're going. But anyway, go ahead. No,
it's just because essentially, I think, you know, my memory's not the best, but essentially, what happened was he came from because you know all the people in the swamp were like fairy tale people, and so apparently he comes from, according to this person, which had like different clips and stuff to kind of make it make sense, but he comes from the story of Pinocchio, where you know they go to the island and the little boys turn into donkeys. Yep. And so in the story, there was a donkey that didn't make it off the island. They gave him to a farmer lady. And at the beginning of the Shrek, It's an old lady pulling him on a string, and so like that's why he could talk. I was like, you making some good points. Yeah. I was like, no. So you tell me a little black kid just stumbled upon this island? Because I'm assuming Donkey's black, right?
He sounds black. He sounds like Eddie Murphy. He talks, yeah.
I'm just, animals can be a race. You don't agree? I don't know. I was talking junk.
I mean, there's a video about what dogs can't say the N-word. So I think there's some some logic to that.
What dogs can say the N-word?
So according to the video, all dogs except German Shepherds.
Oh yeah, police dogs. Those are police dogs.
Right.
Those are narcs.
I mean, obviously they didn't go across every single dog. Yeah, but the ones that they show.
Interesting.
Also, you made me think of something else. I was watching a video and they said, "Welcome to another episode of."
Oh yeah, the big
and short of it all.
I'm sorry. Now, I didn't be honest with you. I completely forgot we were recorded. We were just talking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What was you? What?
No, that was it. It was a joke.
Oh. I fell for it.
I'm happy to hear that it was
just successful. Like you didn't fall for the Yin Yang twins.
It was right there. What?
It's in the words Yin Yang twins.
So okay. Listen. Regardless of how it's spelled.
True.
I'm thinking. So, do they spell it Y-I-N-G?
Be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, I gotta look it up because I don't
remember.
I know it's not. It's like the yin yang is.
Yeah.
Not,
yeah. Yeah, you have to look at it because I know yang is Y-A-N-G, I believe.
So they do Y-I-N-G.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah. Didn't one of them have like a short? When they slow?
I don't know officially. I know when I was younger, my cousin used to always point out one of them had like a issue with his hand. I don't know any of those things. I don't know what's true. Sierra used to be a man. It's just so many things that we.
That is true.
Yeah.
I do feel like they were slow though. Why that funny? I'm sorry. Is it the term slow? I'm sorry.
No, it's like if these people could be like completely normal functioning human beings, and
people call them slow.
Yeah,
yeah, I get that.
And then I'm not saying they're millionaires. I'm not gonna say who cares how they feel, but just like,
are they still millionaires?
That's a good question.
Are they still millionaires?
I promise you, this was not to hate on to show Yin Yang twins.
I love Yin Yang twins. I was just, the only reason I was thinking about it because I was just listening to their music. I think either yesterday or the day before. Like I was going through, maybe not every song, but like all the hits that I remember and love. So I got much love and respect for them. It's just, I just remember. Now that we're talking about it, I just remember the conversation being a lot of people talking about how they thought they were slow, or at least one of them was.
The reason that it's so funny to me is because I wouldn't be surprised.
Is it because of the songs?
So there's a song. No, I'm trying to pivot. I'm trying to pivot, but it don't sound like I'm pivoting.
It's okay.
There's a song called "Nagging," and
that was one of the songs I listened to.
I don't want to say back, not being from myself. I don't didn't really listen to them when they first came out, the earlier stuff. Anything I heard I heard about it and it was popular, but it was just a song, so I didn't really anyway. So I heard all their stuff, especially when they did Get Low, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden Nagging came out. I was like, y'all like this? This I don't like. What's Salt Shaker? Salt Shaker to me. And I know we talked about this before. Salt Shaker was like a poor man's Get Low. So I was already like, all right, yo, it seemed like you falling off. But people are accepting Salt Shaker. And it's not like, now that I don't listen to it enough, it's not bad.
But you love Nagging?
Nagging?
Yeah, man. Women always talk about what men do. But we don't talk about what women do until now.
All right, y'all can go back to me not knowing about you.
I don't know how it starts. I can't remember.
Every now and then, would you get mad?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that was slow, but I'm just saying it's what I heard.
You don't have to keep I'm
sorry, my man.
Okay, all right. Listen.
I got a question. In the verdict. Okay.
I was going to comment if you feel like they're slow. Where'd you hear it from? Did somebody tell you they were slow,
or do you think they're medium? So along the lines of nagging.
Okay.
Because I thought about this question. I was going to do a video about it, but since we're recording, I ask you. I probably still do a video.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to talk about it on here.
That's cool. Is there? I feel like I may have asked you this before. Is there something? I don't want to. You could be whatever, a movie, song, album, event, whatever. Is there something that you wish you could have experienced when it initially happened or came out? So like when the first Star Wars came out, or like Eminem dropped his first album, like would you want to go back and re-experience that? Or like, is there something that you're like, man, I wish I could go back to when that first happened?
I answered this online once. I'm trying to remember what I said because everybody was, talking about they want to go back when Jesus was alive. People were saying,
I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't blame them. I don't remember. What did I say? What did I say? Go ahead and you answer, and I'm going to try to figure out what I said.
Honestly, I feel like I wish, because here's the thing about questions like this, right? So I'm of two minds, right? Mm-hmm. I have the mindset of like how I was money-wise at that time, but I also have the thing of like if I didn't have to worry about that. So like if I didn't have to worry about money, I would be at the Super Bowl when Prince performed. I don't know why. I just feel like that would have been a nice experience to have.
I don't know why I just don't be exposed to music. Mm-hmm. I know I wasn't really, just when I was younger, it just wasn't. But I'd never really gotten to Prince. Like there's maybe 2 songs of his that I like, maybe 3.
No, I get that. Because the thing about Prince for me is like, even though like I like Prince, this is gonna sound crazy, because I'm not too far from you. Mm-hmm. Like I probably like Prince more than you do, mm-hmm. But like if I had to name 5 songs that I like of Prince, I could probably give about 3, 4.
But it's not necessarily about the music, but the experience.
Yeah, it's just the experience. Like when I watch the videos of the halftime show of Prince, and like I said, I'm more a fan of Prince when it comes to like his music, like his music ability, like mm-hmm. playing the guitar and stuff like that. Yeah. So like I would have liked to have experienced that, but like, and would I do it because I'm just quote unquote a Prince like fan?
I don't think I've never even like looked up his Super Bowl performance. But I know people talk about Michael Jackson's performance. Mm-hmm. To be honest,
where he stood still for like 7 minutes.
Right. That's some cocky stuff. Or not. Yeah, I guess it's kind of cocky, but just knowing who you are, just self-aware.
Is it as cocky as Kanye coming out doing a concert where he just taps one note on the piano and then just stands there? You thought I was gonna say something about him doing something?
When he came, I don't know what performance, but he came up with Black Shroud, whatever. Okay, so the what I said was being conspiracy theories and mm-hmm. into sci-fi. I wanted to be just there for the moon landing. I don't know if it was in Houston, just wherever, because just. The one, it's a monumental, mm-hmm. Moment for mankind. And 2, I just kind of want to be somewhere in the mix to see how, if I can, how true it is.
Understandable.
Obviously, if it was on set, I'd like to be there on set just to witness it. But I'm sure, 1, if it was real, there is no set. 2, if there is a set, it's undisclosed, and there's no way I'm going to know where to go.
Well, and that's why I go back to my two minds, because like there's the reality of like, would I actually be at the Super Bowl? Yeah, probably not, because I couldn't afford it. But like in this scenario, if we're just playing, fantasy world, you can go anywhere. Yeah, like just for some reason they're just like, oh, we're gonna invite random people to the moon landing, and you're one of them, James. It's a fantasy question. Yeah. What I was gonna say was, To your thing, have you heard of I don't know if it's a show or a movie, Fly Me to the Moon with Channing Tatum?
I feel like at some point I probably did, but no, I can't think of. It's not ringing a bell.
So it just came out. This is 2025. I think it came out like 2023, 2024 maybe.
Okay.
I know it's on streaming now because I saw it the other day. But basically, like I said, I can't remember if it's a show or a movie, but essentially the story revolves around Channing Tatum and I want to say it's Scarlett Johansson. But they work for NASA, and so she's in charge of hiring a crew because he's in charge of like astronaut stuff, and so they're trying to get to the moon, but it's not going well.
Is this what does it take place? Like obviously it's after, I guess, the moon landing, but like is it more recent? Is it more like, hey, when does this take place?
The time period? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is like during that time.
Okay.
So this is like like Channing Tatum he's part of helping train the astronauts to go to the moon, and she works for like PR for the NASA or whatever. Okay. And so something from what I can remember the trailer, I think it's something about like the train's not going well or whatever. So they ask her to hire a crew to film a moon landing. Like they get a director and everything to film a moon landing on like this stage and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so like just trying to go through that, and then him trying to get the astronauts ready or whatever. So it's just like, it's basically around that. I don't know if it's like based on like whatever, but like a book or whatever, but that's what I thought about when you was talking about you want to see that.
That's interesting. It's worth checking into.
Like I said, I don't know if it's a show, you're probably not gonna watch it. But I think it might be a movie though. Because I know you don't watch TV shows.
Which is true. I was gonna say I still haven't seen Hidden Figures.
Have you still been watching Brotherhood?
No. And I was into it too.
I know, that's why I asked. Come on, man.
Eventually I will. Like every now and then, it's well, I won't say that because I was gonna say it's just Netflix. Mm-hmm. But My Hero Academia is on Academia. I don't know if it's Academia.
I've heard different ways.
Yeah, it's on Hulu, and I still, even though, okay, so it's weird because I don't know if I'm like beginning of season 5, beginning of season 6. I don't really know because maybe I fell asleep while watching it. So the cards that say what you watched says I'm in season 6, but I don't remember anything before season 6.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. You just got to go back. Usually what I do when that happens, I just go back. I try to think of the last thing that I remember vividly, and then I go back to that. And then like usually if it's, I remember this part, I'll fast forward a little bit to where I get caught up. Or I may just have to rewatch like 30 minutes or something. But I get it. I feel like anime is easy to binge because every episode is usually like 20 minutes, 22 minutes.
As long as it don't have filler. And
oh yeah, that's different.
Yeah. And I tell myself, well, if you see a filler episode, just go to the next episode. And sure, that's fine. But then you get there, and then it seems like it's not. You're still off.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about, I can't say this for every anime, but for most anime that I've watched, the good thing about them is there's usually a format with every episode. So like, okay, so let's say you watch an episode, right? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, let's say you doze off or you miss something in the episode for doing whatever. And you go to the next episode, they'll do a recap, and then they'll start the episode a little bit before where the last one ended. Right. So it's like, now it's kind of like, oh, okay. So it's like 5 to 6 minutes of the new episode is just the old episode, but then they give you 15 more minutes of the new episode. It's like, I don't understand that, but I don't know. But hey, man, it's okay. I know. I've often said that is the difference. Your movies, I'm TV.
And in my head, like it shouldn't be that hard. So I don't know why. I don't know. It shouldn't be that hard.
I think you explained it in a previous episode. Because with TVs, there's more of a time obligation. Mm-hmm. Movies, you can just watch it and be over with. Yeah. Shows, you have to put in time to watch it. Yeah. And that's a lot of time you don't want to put into it, especially if you're not invested.
And not only that, just being on call, possibly going out, and then like if I do get home, then it's like I want to do so much, but then you also got to go to sleep, and then I just end up not doing anything. Just get on YouTube, something that don't have to,
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, I'm at the point where the new villain, not All for One, but
in academia.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Is he the one where he like he could touch you and
decay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you always talk about anime where it's like or shows, because I know you're talking about Shogun where the names is kind of hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I know Todoroki is the guy with the shadow bird, so it's not him. I just don't know what his name is.
Some of the villain?
Shigaraki? No, Shigaraki is.
He's the guy that has the hands on his face.
Oh, that is him.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought his name started with a T.
Well, who are you talking about?
I thought Shigaraki was All for One.
Oh no. Okay, all right. I got you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So there's 3 different people that I'm thinking of. So you got All for One.
Yep.
So you got One for All for One. They're like whatever. Then you got Shigaraki who has the hands on his face. When you touch you, you decay. I'm thinking about the other guy who's the other villain in like a previous season, to where like if he touches you, he can break your molecules down and rearrange them how he wants to. His name was I can't remember what his name was.
Did he look like, not like a clown, but like a magician? Okay.
He looked like a regular dude.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. That's what I originally thought you was talking about. But you're talking about Shigaraki, who has the hands on his face. But yeah, their names, because like, what's his name? The main character, Deku, he has like 3 or 4 different names.
And I know him. Like I guess main character is easy for me, but it's good. And it's like there's so many different villains. They got a whole villain league. At one point, Dobby wasn't, then All for One.
I like Dobby, man.
Yeah, and I just found out, just reading. I didn't find out through the show that he's related to, Endeavor.
Yeah, it's his son. He's his son.
And what's the other? Todoroki, right? I think Todoroki is an ice fire guy.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm trying to think, what's the name of the bird? The shadow bird.
Through the dude who has the black bird that comes out of him?
Because I just said his name, but I was like, did I say Todoroki?
No, you said Todoroki.
For the shadow bird? So then who was the fire ice guy?
You see, now you got me confused.
Yeah,
because I also haven't watched My Hero in like, it's been a minute. But I know you're talking about the...
Yeah, okay.
Because I feel like Todoroki is the guy who has the ice and fire.
Yeah, that's what. And then I feel like I said a different name for the black bird, the shadow bird, but I can't think of what I said his name was.
So just to confirm, when you say the shadow bird, you're talking about the he has like a bird face as a cloak.
Yeah, it's like he got a shadow bird that comes on his back. Yeah.
Tokoyami.
Okay. I didn't say that.
I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna remember that. I don't remember half their names, man. The only reason I remember some of them is because obviously you're gonna remember the main guy because they're gonna say his name 5 times an episode.
Yep.
At least 3.
Yep.
I remember Bakugo because
that's his.
He yells a lot. It's easy to remember his name. After that, I mean, One for All and All for One. Those are easy. So after that,
I'm just going to let All Might. Like when you say
I'm sorry.
When you say
so All Might is his name. One for All is his power.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
So All Might.
All right. So I got some stuff to talk about. Is there anything you want to talk about?
I mean, not really. I was gonna say on the lines of like movies and TVs. I did watch a few movies lately.
Okay, I did too.
But they're not newer movies, so we don't. It's not like we have to talk about them.
What did you watch?
I watched Argyle.
Okay.
I watched Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yep.
I watched Fountain of Youth.
Is that a comedy?
Nah, it's like National Treasure type thing, scavenger hunt, where they're trying to look for the Fountain of Youth. It just came out on Apple TV.
Okay.
It's with what's the name from The Office? He played Reed Richards, Fantastic Four. Got killed.
Miles Teller.
He was in.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, him. It stars him and some other people. Oh, what's the name? What's the name? Plays Milk from The Boys is in it too.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either, but you know what I'm talking about, though.
Black guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just said a black guy from The Boys. I don't.
But it's not a black people from The Boys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't think of any other black people.
Interesting. Well, supposedly Black Noir is black.
So yeah, he is in the show. He's not like in the comics. He's not.
Oh, okay. Well, I still haven't watched the newer season, so I just want to say that before you started going in the.
They whenever they did the flash.
I know they showed the flashback and he was black, but I know he comes back because apparently he had died.
That's right.
And I know they brought him back.
I picked somebody else. See, it was somebody else.
I was yeah. So I don't know who that guy is.
Okay.
So
I forgot all about that. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for The Boys and Invincible. Not to end like I'm not enjoying it, but I'm just ready. Just to see the. Let's get there. Let's do it.
I hear you.
Before I get to the point like it's My Hero Academia, it's like where y'all just going and going. And it's like I don't. It's not that I don't care about My Hero Academia, but it's like, all right, when are we going to get to the climax? So, yeah.
Well, I feel like it's different though, because I feel like when My Hero. Well, see, here's the thing: you're not super invested in My Hero, and what I mean. Well, this is what I mean by that. Not that you don't enjoy the show. What I mean by you're not super invested because there's My Hero. There's the 5 or 6 seasons, and there's like 4 or 5 movies that they have made. Did you watch all of those?
So I do want to say I was really invested like the first 3 seasons. I watched the first 2 movies, but no, I did stop after like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've watched all of them, and the thing about it is, not all the movies are canon to the show, so they just don't make sense.
Right? Yeah, they don't matter.
Yeah, it's like, so that's what I'm saying. Is like, so I guess I say that to say, I get your point of like, where are we going with this? As opposed to Invincible, it's still kind of fresh. So like, I'm still kind of like, okay, give me a couple more seasons. I'm cool.
Yeah, and I haven't lost interest in The Boys or Invincible, but I don't want to get to that point.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like I'm not saying you're there now. I'm just saying because you were saying you want to see the finale, just to kind of. I'm just saying like I'm not even thinking about the finale. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, new season, give it to me.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I'm enjoying what's coming, man.
And Gen V. Thank you. I was like, that's not right.
I mean, there are Gen Zs in Gen V.
Yeah. But no, Gen V, like it wasn't. I wasn't thinking like, oh, all right, now this is. I didn't feel like it was too much.
Speaking of Gen V, so you remember the main guy from Gen V? Well, not main guy, but like he was the white dude at the beginning who was like he was like the number 1 prize pick, but he ends up dying. Right. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember the actor, but I remember him from the show.
Yeah. So I've been watching the show White Lotus with Veronica, which is a great show. It's like 3 seasons. Because I was just looking at information. I didn't know his dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay. So I remember, I kept hearing, in my head, there's only 2 Schwarzeneggers in the whole world. And I remember hearing like he had a son, and people was like, yeah, he's going to be in this and that. So I probably knew at one point that was him, but it's just like I forgot it because like he's not famous. He hasn't made an impact just yet.
Yeah.
So that's I'm glad to hear that he's doing other things.
You want to know who his brother-in-law is?
Go ahead, tell me.
Chris Pratt.
Okay. I was thinking of Affleck, but okay.
Because Chris Pratt married his sister, something Schwarzenegger.
I remember, I thought it was, I couldn't remember. I knew.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But no, that's, I'm assuming you had some movies you want to talk about?
So I saw Mission Impossible, and then the other one that just came, for obviously Thunderbolts. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. But anyway, so Mission Impossible. So I've loved, I don't remember. I know I didn't see 1, 2, and 3. I seen all the ones after 1, 2.
So you just jumped in?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in my head, you know, I didn't know what to expect, but I've been enjoying them. I felt like Ghost Protocol possibly was the weakest, but I enjoyed all of them.
I had to go back and watch it.
So I remember, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout. I feel like I missed, obviously Dead Reckoning.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What was the big stunt in Ghost Protocol?
I know there was, the building where he was climbing the building, I think that's Rogue Nation. So Ghost Protocol, I don't remember.
Okay. That's how I know I put them, like, because there's like a crazy stunt in like each one.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying them. Mm-hmm. This last one, Final Reckoning, I will say that I feel like it's the weakest of the ones after 3.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish.
I did enjoy the movie. Mm-hmm. It just so the last movie, the thing that irked me about the movie was they just kept repeating the entity. Mm-hmm. And that by itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, we know it's AI, so I don't know why you keep referring to it as an entity. I feel like maybe they were trying to lessen the idea, because, you know, everybody thinks AI is bad, even though it's become more accepted. So it's like, is that why you're doing it? Because you're trying not to make it seem like it's AI and you don't want to sell it? I just didn't know.
I hear what you're saying, but my only pushback to that thought would be, you're also a person who just doesn't like repetition. Repetition. Yeah. So I feel like a person like me or somebody else watching it, we probably wouldn't notice it as much. So it wouldn't really care. It would just, all right, end it and just go over. But because you don't like repetition, it stands out more to you.
And I'm self-aware enough to think, like, I know that that's why I don't like it. But at the same time, it seems blatant to the point where it's got to be a reason. So yeah, I did figure I did not like it because I don't like repetition.
Because, you know, there's a lot of people like... Me and watch a lot of shows around. We've been watching this other show, this reality show called Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or whatever.
Okay.
And so, like, there's a lot of people who play, like, drinking games and stuff like that. Because, like, that show, you probably be messed up. The amount of times they say mom talk, because it's like, because there's this group of women, Mormon wives, they have this group on TikTok where they do, like, videos. They're supposed to like, support women and stuff like that. So they call themselves Mom Talk.
Okay. So I didn't know if it was like an accent. You were saying Mom Talk.
It's like TikTok. Mom Talk.
Okay.
And so, but like when you watch the show, like it's like every episode they say like, yeah, because you know Mom Talk is Mom Talk because you know Mom Talk. So like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I get my point is, you could be right.
Yeah.
They could have been doing it blatantly, but I feel like a lot of stuff that's just stuff. Now, I don't know, you know, but I don't know.
So all that being said, I did enjoy the last Dead Reckoning. I enjoyed the last movie. This movie, now, it did not have repetition, but it did something which wasn't the reason I didn't like it. It was part of the reason I didn't like the movie. I think another part of the reason, which I'm going to get into, was like the general aesthetic. Aesthetic?
I think it's aesthetic.
Okay. Aesthetic. We'll just call it aesthetic. The first, let's say, hour of the movie, it just seemed like everywhere they were just didn't seem real. And I knew they weren't filming in front of a green screen, but it just like that kind of stuff, like, which is why it was hard for me to get into DC, you know, movies, because it just, everywhere they went just didn't seem real. So it kind of took away from the movie, which it shouldn't, but it's just how my brain is.
Yeah.
But after a while, like, I guess they started filming. It switched, and it did.
Did it switch, or you just become more used to it?
Either I became more used to it, or I actually started enjoying the story to the point where I didn't care. I don't know.
That was going to be my other question.
I'm just going to say, in my head, it switched.
Okay.
So the part that I was going to say that took away from the movie, and this may be a spoiler. I don't know.
I mean, does it spoil the storyline?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, cool. You got to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's probably gonna be a minute because I still haven't watched the one before this, so it'll probably be a while. I'll probably forget anyways.
Okay, so the movie is very much, we have to do this specific thing at this specific time and be at this specific place, or this whole plan falls apart. Mm-hmm. And that is throughout the whole movie. And I'm like, this is like you keep emphasizing it. I don't like, that's not the reference, but it's to the point where it's like, then this movie really, and if it didn't happen, obviously it wouldn't be a movie. Mm-hmm. But you are at the point where it's like the probability of this happening is like 0.0001, and it's like.
But James, it's the mission. Is it not impossible?
Well, you make a good point. You make a very good point.
If they don't have to be there at a specific time, would the mission then be possible?
But like okay, it's not even just being there. I know. It's like it's.
I get you.
And then there was a couple of times where it was like, hey, if you don't do this, you're going to start experiencing these symptoms. Mm-hmm. And the symptoms didn't matter. I'm like, well, why even bring that up?
Here's my thing about it's more so about me and you. Mm-hmm. Because even though I don't watch as many movies as you do, I still watch probably more. Like, I know I watch a lot more than Veronica. So I probably watch more than most people, right? Mm-hmm. But I also watch more TV shows than a lot of people too. And I say that to say this. I feel like because we watch so much, it's like we know you got to make certain decisions for movies and shows, but it's just like come on, man. Yeah. Like, why you got to do this? Or it's like I'm not going to say it ruins TV shows to me or movies, but like, I've watched so much now. Like, for instance, when we were watching, when me and her were watching White Lotus, and like you see a guy in the background, and he's like, oh, who is that? Oh, it's just some guy at the bar. But like, because I've seen his face and other stuff, like, oh, well, obviously I know he's going to come back because I know. I mean, I know him, but like I know he's you know what I'm saying. I've seen him in other stuff, so they're not going to hire him just to be like, just walk about the bar for 5 minutes. So like stuff like that, I try not to, but it's
And that just reminded me of the other movie, Final Destination Bloodlines, that I saw.
I had follow-up questions about Mission Impossible first. So the first question I had was, so, I mean, without spoiling it, was this the final movie? Did it end with it being like, this is the final, or was it like, maybe?
So nothing about this makes it seem like, it's not like, it could be written that next year Tom Cruise is like, hey, you know what? Let's make another one. Like, there is nothing in this movie that makes it seem like this is the end. I'm sorry. Okay, so as far as plot wise,
gotcha.
So remember Last Dance, Venom, where they kind of did like a tribute. Mm-hmm. They kind of do a tribute to like Tom Cruise's past. Okay. So in that aspect, it seems like, hey, this is his. Let's send him off with a bang. But as far as the plot, no, it's not. It doesn't seem like it's the end.
Because the reason I ask is I know sometimes they'll do the thing where like, obviously you can write something else afterwards, but then sometimes they make it so blatant to be like, wink, wink.
Yeah, no. I didn't stay for after the credits. Like, usually I look at my phone and say, hey, does this movie have after credits? And I believe it said it didn't. I know I did it with a movie with Bloodlines. Mm-hmm. So I can't remember if I did it with this one. If they had something like that after the credits, I missed it.
Well, I'm not necessarily just talking about like post credits, but like sometimes the story itself would just be like, man, we gotta stop this. Hey, we've been doing this all these years. This is our final mission, and then they do the mission and be like, hey, man, all right, have fun. Like, we'll see you later. Like, you never know. You might see me later or sooner. And it's like, why would you say that? I don't.
I want to say the biggest reason, like, I can tell you something that I feel like the biggest reason that it's, but I mean, it could be a spoiler because if I tell you,
don't tell me.
Yeah, then watch the movie, then you're like, well,
okay, it's all good. my other question is, it was not really a question per se. It's more just kind of like an observation. I'm wondering if your enjoyment of this movie with it, because obviously you've seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but just based on the trailer, it seems, and it's not going to be wild accusation, but just follow me.
Okay.
I feel like this movie is Mission Impossible's Endgame. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was thinking Deathly Hallows too, because they kind of like said Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning. So it seems like, but yeah, either way it go, it was split into two.
Well, okay. So you're talking about that. I'm more so talking about it from the perspective of, so because this is another video I was gonna make because I have a wild take, but I'll just say it. I'll probably still do the video again if I remember. I feel like a lot of people put Endgame in the like top echelon of Marvel movies.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
But I feel like a big weight of that falls on you liking all the other movies before it.
Most definitely.
But since you didn't watch the first 3 Mission Impossibles, I wonder if your enjoyment was kind of hindered because this was supposed to tie all the Mission Impossibles back. Because it's so, like, for instance, like in the trailer, he's holding like the knife that's supposed to be from the very first Mission Impossible. So it's like all that's supposed to tie back in, but you didn't watch the first 3. So
okay, so I will. The trailer had no impact on me wanting to see the movie. I enjoyed, all of it after 3. I'm going to see this regardless. It's like I will watch the trailer. Oh, he's on a plane. This is exciting. I didn't even know that it was a callback to the other movie until the movie because I didn't see it. So anyway, I did enjoy that they tied other movies in. Mm-hmm. So would it have made a bigger impact if I seen the first 3? Possibly. But I didn't. I don't think it took away from it.
No, I don't think it took away. I just feel like, because like I said, the reason why I bring up the Endgame of it all is because like I feel like with Endgame, like if you just watch Endgame by itself, it's a good movie. Mm-hmm. If you watch just Mission Impossible by itself, it's probably a good movie, decent movie, by like what you would say. But I feel like if you enjoyed everything else before it, it's just going to do nothing but just add to it.
Yeah.
But because you were missing 3. You're still enjoying the movie because, like I said, obviously you're smart enough to pick up, like, oh, this is from the first one. But like, if you watch the first one and you really love the first one, so when they reference it, they make mention of, you're like, oh, that's from the first. Like, it's pulling from the nostalgia of you liking the first, but you don't have that.
To be honest, like there is a specific part of the movie where it's like it's not even just a callback. Like it's a little bit more to it. And because I didn't see the first movie, I wonder, like, if I saw, first of all, being that the movie came out, 20 years ago, if I would have noticed, but when they actually exposed it, I was like, oh, shoot, that's pretty cool. So I feel like in that specific part of the movie, that probably would have meant more to me. I can agree. I can admit that.
Yeah.
But the fact that I didn't was actually pretty cool for me. Like I thought it was cool. I liked it.
No, it's cool. I mean, because I've also had the same thought process of like, I wonder if people who this don't even have to be Endgame, but just people who aren't Marvel fans, like when they watch Marvel movies, like because not as much now. As like the first few phases, but they make so many references of the other stuff. Like when they're just watching the movie without watching everything. Like, how do they feel? Like, does it register, or do they still be like, oh, this is a good movie, or do they feel like left out because like, oh, I didn't watch that?
I think that's a good time to pivot towards the Thunderbolts because Thunderbolts is like one of the biggest flops. And that would be an amazing movie to take somebody who's never, I don't want to say never seen a Marvel, but like maybe hasn't seen one in a long time, hasn't seen the shows, just to see what, how they will react to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Because they wouldn't know who John Walker is. Yelena, well, I guess they would have seen her in Black Widow.
But that's if they watched that.
Exactly.
Which this is a side note, I still feel like she should have gotten her own movie, which I feel like a lot of people have said this too, well before she got it. Because, like, you kill her in the main movies, and it's like, hey, we're going to get your own movie.
You could have capitalized on my success a long time ago.
Too late now.
A sex icon, and you didn't even give me your own movie.
Hey, man.
Okay, wait a minute. So
what made it a flop? Is the money? Why is it a flop?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie, man.
I went back to see it a second time just to see, like, because I was sleepy when I first saw it, and I think that it's unfair for me to judge a movie when I'm sleepy. So watching a second movie, and it reinforced that I just like 3 of the main characters. I just like 3 characters: Allegra, Sentry, and Red Guardian. So it didn't sway me either way. I just felt the same.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm not on the side of, because I've seen some people put it up there was like, oh, it's in that top 10 or whatever. I'm not gonna jump to that. I'm not jumping that far. But did I enjoy the movie? Yeah, I had a great time. Like you heard me. I laughed quite a few times. I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Like, I think if I had to say if I liked it over Captain America, I probably would say yes.
Okay.
I would say, but it's like neck and neck. It's like if I were to give Captain America like a 5, I would give Thunderbolts like a 6 or 7. It's not like, oh, it's just a little bit,
okay.
But yeah, man, I liked it.
Okay.
Not that I give Captain America a 5. I'm just using it as an example. I'm just in case, because I would give it higher than 5. I'm just for sake of
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I know there's something else I brought up, and so it was Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen it, right?
I've seen the multiple, trailers and promotions, and
yeah.
I did make this point. I can't remember who I said this to. I feel like everybody in the Final Destination world is just clumsy. Because I understand it's death, but come on, man.
So some things. So Final Destination 1 was definitely not. All the deaths in that movie was, and maybe that's why I didn't like it as much as 2. Like
all of them, James.
So obviously not the plane, but in Final Destination 1, I can't remember all of them, but like you can literally see a shadow like moving around in the background. So death had more of a hand. I don't want to say more of a hand because obviously,
that's
like water was moving along the ground in a way that is not an accident. Like it was.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about stuff like that. Because that's why I said I know death has a hand. I'm talking about the stuff where it's like, for instance, okay. In Final Destination 1, where they're in the car, and the lady with the log truck, which has played, was that 2?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Has played, Kids Forever.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me this water bottle slides up under the brake pedal? You don't. Not only, like, I get it because it has happened to me. Like, I've dropped the water bottle up on, the driver's side. I get it. Mm-hmm. But like, you just gonna keep pressing and keep pressing, and you're not gonna try to move and see what's going on.
So in my head, like if I can't, I'm just gonna like obviously try to move away.
That's what I'm saying. Clumsy, James.
So yeah, so like I said, so one is just separate. For other movies, 2 through 5, I can definitely see what you're saying. Like some of this, what's the guy in 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 2 because it was a motorcycle guy. He was coming down a fire escape, so he tried to jerk the ladder down. It doesn't, and it slides down. He falls down. That ladder's up there.
Mm-hmm. And he just lays there.
Get up.
Yeah. Or the lady, I can't remember which one it was, but like she had dropped something in the sink, and she let me stick my hand in here.
It was the same guy, but that was very stupid. Like, one, you just won a lottery, so who cares if you lose a ring? Go buy another one.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody's clumsy for the most part. Like you said, like to your point, I get like because obviously you see the stuff like, oh, this falls and then this causes that, and like this jumps over here. Like I get it. I'm just talking about the little simple stuff. We'd be like, come on, man. Yeah. Like I said, you're laying there, move. Like what?
And even if you're hurt to the point you can't get it, roll over.
Which, this is a side note. This is what pisses me off the most in movies. Okay. I'm sorry, James.
Okay.
If I'm running this way,
yep,
and there's a building falling like this,
yep,
why am I going to try to outrun the building when I could just run to the side and get away?
And it's not even cinema anymore. Like, I understand, like, maybe the first 2 times it's ever been done in movies, it's cinematic. I understand that. But it has been called out to the point where it shouldn't happen anymore.
But to go back to my earlier point, because like I said before, we've watched so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff, it doesn't take me out of the movie, but while I'm in it, because I've watched so many movies and TV shows, like it pisses me off. But I'm also like, I know you got to do it for the movie, because he has to die. I get it, but it's just like, but why? But why?
And in real life, there may be somebody who probably would do, like, if you put 100 people and like there's a building that's, some of them are going to try to outrun
75 of them dead.
Exactly. So I mean, there are some people. There's some I guess logic to doing it, but
like I give you, this is a spoiler. Just I'm giving a heads up because we were talking about this at the barbecue. Fully understand certain stupid decisions have to happen for a movie to take place. Mm-hmm. I completely get it. Mm-hmm. I am still pissed off at the Asian chick from Sinners. Everything was going fine. And she just decided to be like, hey, come on in. And then all hell just broke loose after that, James.
So yes, it was very stupid. I'm not arguing it. Obviously, you can't help the people that's out there. You even seen your husband is a vampire. So you've seen people get bit. You know the threat.
It would, to your point, it would make sense if they hadn't seen. And like she at that point, they still not. It was still unsure what's going on. And so he walks up and was like, "Hey, come on, let's get in the car. Let's go." Like I get it. Mm-hmm. You done seen people getting gobbled up on the ground, neck, and you still be like, "Well, no, I gotta go. My husband, I got."
In my head, so this is where me taking myself out of the situation, because obviously I'm not the mother of this child. Mm-hmm. I'm not, sitting here staring death. Death isn't out there to come get me. So I can think logically, but I'm just sitting there thinking like, all right, let's say that they do go get your daughter. Mm-hmm. Your husband and your daughter's a vampire. Mm-hmm. Flip side of that, you call them inside. Mm-hmm. Now you and your husband is the vampire. You're going to go get your daughter anyway.
Yeah.
So, but that's the logical way of thinking. Obviously, she was in the moment.
I'll give you one better, James. Because like to your point, obviously I'm not a mother, not a father. I don't have no kids. So it's somewhat harder to put myself in that scenario, right? But if I were to try to put myself in a parental mindset, right? Mm-hmm. My spouse is a vampire. Mm-hmm. We have a child. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't want that to happen to my child. Mm-hmm. Let me go by myself and not call them in here with everybody else.
That would be the smartest thing.
I'd rather take my chance, at least, because if I get got, then okay, yeah, I got. But no, she wanted them to come in, and she risked everybody's lives because she didn't want them to get to her daughter.
I didn't. That makes it. I didn't even think about it that way. That's very dumb.
But like I said, I know stupid stuff has to happen for because you can't have a movie that's logical, because then a lot of stupid stuff wouldn't happen and the movie wouldn't happen. I get it, but at least if you could make me understand like why they did it, I'm cool with that. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That was just a side note.
No problem.
Bloodlines.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought maybe I didn't think you were doing it on purpose, but I'm like, he is really trying to get me not to spoil Bloodlines.
Oh no, I could care less about Bloodlines.
So you said something that made me think about Bloodline. Oh, because since we watch movies, we know what to look for. Mm-hmm. So with Final Destination, if you see them, like if they zoom in on something,
Oh, I was just about to say. Yeah. As soon as you said the line, we know what to look for. My first thought was like, yeah, when they be zooming in on random stuff, like, why'd you zoom in on that chair?
Exactly. That's gonna come up.
Why are you zooming in this person in the background? Like, does that mean something?
So I remember there was one part of the whole movie, I was watching it with my daughter and my mom, and I was like, look at the background. Just like you see these people walking. Don't pay attention to the people that's right in front of. Look in the background. Sure enough, everything that happened in the background.
Mm-hmm. Or you could be like some movies and just have people in the background playing hacky sack with an invisible hacky sack.
What was that?
Twilight.
Oh my goodness!
It's just like, hey.
So in my head.
Why you have to
there's
play
so many
hacky sack?
things in my head. Like one, if you wanted them to play hacky sack, why didn't you bring a hacky sack?
It's not expensive to buy a hacky sack.
Two, how does nobody in there already have a hacky sack if that is something that you want to put in the movie? Three, if you don't have a hacky sack, don't put it in the movie.
Also, 4, if you don't have a hacky sack, but you're still adamant about them playing hacky sack, just not put them so much in frame.
Yeah,
just kind of just have somebody's back and them doing a kick. So it looks like they're doing a hacky sack, but you don't know that they don't have a hacky sack. But now it's just like, hey, what's up?
And then fine, why not just if you really want it in there, why not digitally put one in there? I know it's gonna cost money, but still.
How about that? You saw some of the CGI from Twilight. You saw how they fly, how they run. Yeah. We're okay with that. I don't know what that hacky sack would look like. I don't know.
That's.
But okay. I'm sorry, tangents. Did you enjoy Bloodlines?
Okay. All right. So
that's a no, guys.
Overall, it was okay.
That's a no, guys.
I'm not saying it was a bad movie. Like
you take a breath. It did like it.
I think so. Well, I think that if you are going to bring something back like that,
yeah.
Obviously, there are some things that you do have to do because of the Final Destination movie.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have the premonition. You have to have people dying, but you don't have to do the research. Like we can get. Like I know I've talked about this. Horror movies and research is 2000s. We can move away from that. And sure, it's part of
tying it in.
Yeah, because like especially if you want to say it's Bloodlines, we have a woman. Okay, I'm not going to give it away, but there was a person dedicated who did the research off camera.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need somebody doing research.
Yeah, they told me because she has the book.
Yeah, I didn't.
She's in the trailer. Yeah. She was like, hey, because she has like the book. It's like because they've been chasing our family. Because this family was supposed to die, and we're all the descendants.
Yeah, and that explanation is just fine. And I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I think the girl she actually started doing research before she got the book. I'm like, okay. But anyway, that's just nitpicking. That's
I got you.
So I think 5 is the worst one. I can't remember if 4 was 4-3. I think 4.
Don't ask me, James.
I remember a tire coming to the screen, but I think they actually tried to make the bridge, which was 5, like 3D, because you had people. So 5 to me was the worst of all of them.
I think the tire ones when they went to the race there.
But that one wasn't I don't think that they specifically pushed 3D for that.
Okay.
So I know I like Bloodlines more than 5. The 3D, I think just to me, it was unnecessary. Not the 3D, but number 5. I feel like it was unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Bloodlines more than 4. More than 5. I don't know if I like it more than 4. So to me, 2 was the best. 1 was number 2, and I want to say the roller coaster number 3 was number 3. Yeah, 4 and 5 was whatever.
Toss up.
Yeah. So,
would you want another one after seeing this one?
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how good they are, I just enjoy the franchise. I enjoy what it is. I enjoy, even though some people may not like, the lady with the book, you would like her because you talk about how people weren't clumsy.
Mm-hmm.
She's your answer to people being clumsy.
Okay.
So I think you should watch it just for her.
Or is Tyrese in Fast and Furious my answer to people being clumsy?
Well, but how? He's plot armor,
Yeah, that's what he said. It can't be killed.
Listen, she was good. And then Tony Todd.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died before the movie came out.
That's what I thought because he was real skinny in the trailer. I wasn't sure if he was because I remember I think I heard about him passing away, but I just know he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he looked like he was on his deathbed in the movie. And then Ving Rhames and
Big who?
See, my mom did the same thing.
Big Rhymes?
Is it Rhames? Is that what it is?
I thought it was Rhames.
So I don't know why I say Rhymes, but my mom was like, it's
because he got bars, man. That's what it is.
Big Rhames and Mission Impossible made me think that he was, died in real life. I was like, is he? Because the way they kind of So, but anyway, he's still alive.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you. Oh, I wanted to ask you a question. Well, it was a question. I'm sorry. Did you see, because I don't know how much promotion you saw for it, but there was a picture of they had a log truck that had Final Destination on the back of it. Did you see that? It was just a random log truck, had logs in the ride around and had the Final Destination Bloodlines on it. I was like, that's clever, man.
So I didn't see that, but I saw a review of somebody saying where they put Bloodlines and they were saying, yeah, there's promotion. So I saw him talking about that.
Yeah, it was clever. I feel like it was clever.
And this movie, definitely knows that 2 was iconic. Like it they know, they're self-aware.
That's what's up.
All right. Do you want to talk about some music artists real quick, and then?
Yeah, we'll hit them real quick.
So Diddy and Cardi B. Those are 2 people that I had.
Okay. All right. I know he's going. Okay.
We're not talking about music.
That's what I thought you were talking about, like the music.
Unfortunately,
from the music artists. Okay. All right.
Have you? I mean, I don't know anybody that's keeping up with Diddy, but have you heard anything?
No. The last thing I heard about the Diddy trial, or from the Diddy trial, was old girl talking about putting the cum on his nipples or whatever.
I did hear about that.
That's the last thing I heard. I haven't heard anything else since then.
So we've had some witnesses, but the thing that I want to point out was, his family came to support him, and then they showed a video with their mom, and then after that they was like, "Nah, we can't support you anymore." I think they said maybe his sons are still there, but his daughter was like they haven't come back. I'm
confused. Okay, so the family came to support him, and then who got showed the video of the mom?
So, what's his name? Kim Porter. Diddy was married to Kim Porter before. And then, she died because of pneumonia, and everybody's thinking that maybe she was killed. So she was in one of the videos, and she was like, she had like a blank look or something. I don't remember how it was described. But them seeing her at one of the Diddy parties in the condition that she was in, they just couldn't really support their dad anymore.
I got you. Yeah, well.
So
I just know he looks older than he used to look outside of prison.
Yeah, he was. And then that makes me think of Tory Lanez. So that was another music artist we can talk about.
I heard the rumor was he was getting released or something like that.
So he got stabbed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So okay, we can get back to Tory Lanez, but dang it! Now I was going to segue into.
I'm sorry.
Cassie, so Cassie is fine. I think we can, Cassie is fine. Now,
okay.
I personally have no interest in seeing any of these Diddy videos.
But you want to see Cassie?
I just want to see Cassie. Okay. Some people, I'm sure people will want to know like who all went to the Diddy parties.
Yeah, see what she look like. I got to refresh my memory on what Cassie looks like.
She's tiny body, and nowadays with her having a baby, she might not be as tiny as she used to be. But as far as face, face, I think she's fine.
Okay.
But as far as people who went to Diddy, I'm sure everybody would be fine with a list, like kind of like the Epstein list. I think Epstein.
That did nothing.
I mean, but people knew, and I'm sure it wasn't everybody that went to the island, but some names. I'm just saying, I feel like some people would want to watch the videos to see who were there, and that's just not where I would want to watch it.
No, I get that. You want to see Cassie's butt?
Yeah, I say we're man, like you're in on this, but
I'm not saying I wouldn't look. I'm just saying I just had to refresh about because like I hear the name Cassie, but I haven't seen her face in so long. Mm-hmm. I didn't remember what she looked like. But
what actually brings me up to the other thing, the reason I want to bring this up. Like this is in the phone. I wasn't, but you just my man, you just be segueing into everything. So. She said that she went along with these things because obviously Diddy said that he would expose her, ruin her, destroy her music career, just put her on blast. Mm-hmm. What music career?
Yeah.
If that is what your argument is, that is a weak argument.
Well, I feel like her argument is the potential of what her career could have been.
I hear you, but obviously I don't know how. Me and you came out back when like we were in high school. That was a long time ago. So for you to be thinking about your potential, that's a long time for nothing to happen.
Yeah, you're right about that. Because I mean, look what he did with Jadakiss and them. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And I mean, 8-Ball MJG, they did put out one album for everybody. There was a couple people that had like one albums, and then they just all right, we're going.
But I feel like people rock with 8-Ball MJG though.
Yeah, before 8-Ball MJG, they had back in the day they were, I don't want to say local because I mean they were definitely from the South, but as far as in Chicago, not a lot of people I knew listened to 8-Ball MJG. So when their career seemed not necessarily died off, but when they weren't as popular as they were anymore. Then Diddy like released the album for them, and they had the "You Don't Want Drama," and it was like a resurgence.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they were nobodies before, but to me they just revived their career.
Well, no, I was saying to say because like outside of me and you, I don't feel like people rock with Cassie's music like that. But at least about MJG, I feel like some people you could name 3 to 4 songs that you probably mess with like real heavy. But it's like, hey, let's some Cassie hits.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you.
Yep.
What you got after that?
Even Tierra Marie had like 2.
You and me.
Remix. Me and you part 2.
Oh man. Side note, I don't know if you were finished, but this I had to show you a picture. But we will go back to watching White Lotus. There's a guy in there that plays like a son. I feel like this is since we're talking about music artists. I feel like he would make a good Chris Brown in an autobiography movie.
I'd have to see a picture of him.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
So Cardi B, I just heard about this today. She putting Offset on blast because he asking for spouse support. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, she got a new dude now.
Yeah, it's rumored to be Stefan. They
was on a boat together and he was flirting with these chicks.
I can't knock somebody for liking who they like. Cardi B isn't necessarily my cup. Yeah, I can see that. It was blurry, so I thought he was older.
No. Well, I told what's the name? It would be post Run It and post Yo.
Yeah. So
it'd be like he'd be older than Yo.
Yeah.
So it'd be like in that area, Chris Brown.
Yeah. But so I guess I didn't necessarily have anything specific I want to talk about, but how do you feel about that? Do you have any opinions on the Offset Cardi B, like him asking for spouse support?
Nah, not really.
Okay, we can move on.
I will say this though. I know everything is not factory, but Cardi B could get it. It ain't all real, but she can still get it.
I don't like the not real stuff, but I mean she just don't talk.
It's not my listen. The not real is not my. It's not my preference either. I'm just simply saying, us in the room.
Yeah.
If I'm not gonna turn it down. That's all I'm saying.
We can do it. Just don't talk. That's all.
You don't like a voice?
No, hell, just no.
Hey man. If you had like, okay, if there was an option to, I mean, you could say them or it's just their voice, but like if you had to choose between 2 voices, who would you pick, Cardi B or Glorilla?
Oh, thank you. I was hoping you wouldn't say Nicki Minaj. Okay. I feel like Glorilla. Just to answer your question, Glorilla. Even though I feel like I think that's kind of forced. I'm not saying I listen to a whole bunch of people from Memphis, but she seemed like the only person that do that.
I don't know. I haven't really heard a lot of her interviews, but like from the clips I've seen, it sounds like Memphis to me.
And so I'm just gonna name men for some. I don't know any other women that's come from there, but 3-6. I think 3-6. No, Young Buck is from Nashville. Mm-hmm. So 3-6 Mafia.
Young Buck is from Buckville. Oh, what was it?
Cashville.
It's
Nashville.
Yeah. I thought it was Bucktown or something like that.
They used to say Cashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I feel like, obviously, I think Project Pat, but it's like they're the only people that I can think of. Where's Young Dolph? I think Young Dolph might have been from there, too.
I know he's from Tennessee. I don't know if he's necessarily from Memphis, but I feel like he might be, though. I know he's from Tennessee somewhere.
Yeah. I just don't know anybody else that Berzik. So just the fact that there's just like one kind of syllable that she does is more bearable, and I'd pick her.
You pick her over Cardi B.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be a toss up for me. I'll take either. Remind me to show you there's a video I'm gonna show you for it's about Suki. I'll show you that when we're done. Okay. It's very frustrating.
I can't look Young Miami. No.
I don't remember what she looks like.
It's not even. It's her voice. No, I just don't talk to me.
I don't remember what she sounds like. I haven't heard her name or anything from her in a minute. I have to look it up, but like I don't recall Young Miami's voice.
I think she's either her or her. I was gonna say cohort. I'm not that off black. The person that she raps with.
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of her name. Is it Young Miami? Is it Young Ma? Young M.A.?
No, I don't think that's it's definitely not her.
Is that Young M.A.?
No. All right. So the group is City Girls.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Young M.A., then I need to be Young Miami JT.
Mm. Yep, I'd have never got that.
And that's not JT Coming, right? That's something else. JT Coming.
I don't know what that is.
All right. We don't have to. It's a song.
I don't know what that is. that must be some Chicago house music stuff.
Okay, so
we're gonna hit the folks on them, so whatever. I don't know.
Hit the. You missed. So okay, okay. We gonna leave it alone.
All right, man. It's hey man.
It's okay. Just I'll take that part out.
Nah, leave it in. Hit the folks on them.
That's. So hit the folks is a southern. It's
not Chicago.
Okay, all right.
I know. It's y'all have something though. It's not hit the folks. It's like
So, I mean, there was like.
I know it's footwork. I know y'all have footwork.
And then we had hit the 40s, which was old.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I knew it was hit to something. I knew it was hit to something, but I couldn't remember.
I knew what you meant.
I just threw folks in it because it's the first thing that came to my mind. Yeah. I was like, hit the folks.
Okay, all right. So they talked about the two music artists, and all right. So have you heard?
And we'll wrap it up after this.
Okay. Bryan Cranston. They're thinking about Bryan Cranston. You know Bryan Cranston. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't. So they're thinking about him for Professional X.
For who?
Professional X, the X-Men.
It sounded like you were saying Professional X. I was like, who's Professional X?
I'm hot, and my head was hurting a second ago.
Yeah, that's what I was saying because I could feel it getting warm.
So, I mean, do you like the idea? Is there what's your thoughts about that?
Well, I'll say this: with like with anything Marvel or superhero related, when it comes to like characters being recast or cast, I feel like as long as it's written well, I'm cool with it. Because obviously, what's the name is still alive, but he's also old.
Yeah.
And there's also the whole multiverse thing. So I feel like if it's written well, if you give me a good enough reason to why it's him, mm-hmm. Obviously I'm gonna need him to be bald. But like if you give me a good enough reason, I'll take it. Would it be my preference? Like, would it be what I would, choose as far as to recast him? No. Because I feel like you could have brought in, what's his name? And then he could have died in whatever, way. And then you could have brought somebody. But I'm not upset. I'll say it that way. I'm not like, oh, what? I'm cool. So
part of it, I'm saying this because I don't know what the overall goal is. But mm-hmm. in my head, obviously the plan seems to be bringing, the different universes. So the Patrick Stewart X-Men, bring them over. Mm-hmm. And eventually, they're going to, I don't want to say be killed off, but mm-hmm. something's going to happen that they're no longer a part and they're going to have the X-Men from us. So the part that I don't know about is, will Bryan Cranston be the Professor X going forward? Or will it be, John Krasinski? And we don't even know John Krasinski could be. No, they already cast Pedro Pascal.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying he could just be a variant?
Yeah. So that part is like, I don't want what I'm about to say next may not matter because of that. But what they seem to be doing is not necessarily casting people for fit, but casting big names to try to get us to come out. That's the way I'm taking it. And I'm not saying that Bryan Cranston can't make a good Professor X, mm-hmm. but even you didn't immediately come out and say, yeah, I like it. I think that's going to be a great. You were like, if it's written well. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not saying I know what you're thinking. You haven't told me but it doesn't. I don't feel like anybody feels like immediately, oh yeah, he's Professor X. Like, and I don't think Robert Downey Jr. was immediately. Everybody's like, yeah, he's going to like. Yeah. He is Iron Man. So. He could be a good Professor X, mm-hmm. but I almost want to say like nobody their casting seems to be like they're going through auditions and saying, okay, I think you're the best fit. I think it's more, how can we get butts in seats?
No, I get that. Me personally, though, like, just to give you some insight how I feel, me personally, I don't say I don't care, but like, it really doesn't matter who you would have mentioned then casting. I still would have felt the same way. Like, because of just how Marvel is very big on tying everything in. Mm-hmm. I can get like it could be a person, and I really feel like it's a great actor. If it ain't written well, I'm not going. I'm like, this why?
Yeah. And so like obviously Patrick Stewart came, like they brought him back, and
that's just, I kept saying I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah,
that's why I kept saying, well, he is, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like they haven't really. Nobody would say like the times where he was in Multiverse of Madness, and it wasn't necessarily written for him. It was more just like, hey, the shock value of having.
Yeah.
So in those cases, like if Patrick Stewart's a little older, but if they were to say, hey, everybody knows him as Patrick Stewart. We know that he's a good Professor X. Mm-hmm. But if it's not written well, then why does it matter?
Well, it's also, too, like, I feel like that's part of the reason why I also lean towards it being written well, or as far as the reason why there's somebody different, is because you brought him back. Like, if you never would have brought him back to play the character, then it's like, because the last time he's been Professor X has been so long ago. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you brought somebody else, they'd be all right, cool. But since you just brought him back, not more than, like, less than 5 years ago, now everybody's going to want him to be Professor X. Yep. It just makes sense because he was there. He's still alive. He's still good in health. Yep. If not him, do you bring what's his name who played the younger Professor X? Mm-hmm. It just makes sense.
Yeah. The crazy thing is like nobody's talking about, and I think I don't know anything about the contracts, and that seems to be why they didn't initially bring them back. But from what I heard, it was 2025, and this is the year 2025. So technically, after this year, I mean, their contracts are up. So why would they re-sign? I don't know. Anyway, they could bring back Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender. I've heard this Fassbender.
And James McAvoy. They could.
He's one of the best. I ain't gonna say young Magneto. He's probably one of the best Magnetos to me.
Yeah, and he had his time where he was like, why isn't he doing much anymore? I mean, it could be something personal, but people like him as an actor.
He's had movies.
I can't say that I watch every movie. So
I was about to say because he just had a movie. He actually has a show coming out not too long. That's I think it comes out this year or in a couple months. Yeah, he has a show with your girl. What is it, your girl? It's the black chick from I think she was in James Bond movie. Not her. No, she was in Queen and Slim. It's a black chick.
Okay.
But I think you were fond of her, or maybe you weren't. I don't know. But he has a show with it's like a spy type show coming out of her. Okay. He also had a movie, The Killer, on Netflix that came out I think last year. Or the year before.
I've seen the title. I don't know why I can't see the poster, the title card.
Yeah, of the movie.
I think I'm thinking of Killer Game. There's been a few movies that came out that had killer in it.
Yeah, they killer is a common word. Yeah. They be like, what's the name of the movie? Killer. What's it about? It's a guy selling oranges on the side of the road.
All right, I know. Okay. Oh yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl.
But that's not what I'm talking about. It's that movie though.
I have seen it. Well, I've seen that title. That I guess if you zoom in, you can tell it's him.
Well, that's the because the movie is based off of like a book or like I think it's based off of anime. But that's the picture for the movie.
I can tell that's him from that one.
Yeah. But that's the whatever it's based off of.
Okay. And I know you said you want to wrap it up, but first of all, the Pacers haven't made it to the.
I was going to ask you before we got done.
The Pacers actually haven't made it to the finals. They could still lose, but
I was going to ask you: do you think the Pacers close it tonight? Because they play tonight. This is game 6. You think they take it home tonight?
I really hope I wish they would.
Why?
I was going to make a list about the teams like that I would never vote for, like root for, and all that stuff. And the Pacers, even though they're in the same, division as the Bulls and blah 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 blah, and I like the Pacers. They don't really be relevant that often, but I like them to get their first NBA championship.
This is the chick I was talking about.
So when you said Queen of Sim, like I don't know, I didn't know the actress, but I knew that you were probably talking about that lady, and I just don't know who she is.
It's all good.
So I want the Pacers to win a championship, but they're going against a 68-win team, and the cards are stacked against them.
That don't mean nothing.
I don't.
Didn't the Warriors win 73?
Which is very true, and to be honest,
when it comes to the playoffs, records don't matter, son.
Somebody on the Thunder could get injured.
This is true.
So anything could happen.
Me personally, I personally want the Knicks to win the series, but I say this because I want the Knicks to win because I like the Knicks more. Well, I'm more of a Brunson fan, but I like the Knicks team. But I feel like the Pacers would be a better final series. Because I feel like even if the Knicks do win this series, right, and they go to the finals against OKC, it's just a mop up.
Yeah,
I feel like the Pacers would at least be a better series. I do still feel like OKC will win, but I feel like the Pacers will be a better competition. But I feel like if the Knicks make it to the finals, they're gonna be so banged up and tired. It's not even gonna be.
So I was trying to think of, the things that would put the Pacers over the Thunder. And I was like, well, Pascal Siakam has a championship. Yeah, but Alex Caruso has a championship.
You want to know what I would think? I'm not going to say it would put them over OKC, but was something that would give them a great chance of beating OKC. Unlike OKC, like OKC is a great team defensively, right? Offensively, a lot of that flows through SGA. With the Pacers, anybody could get 20 30 a night.
Yep.
Like Halliburton and the Pacers, they could win with Halliburton only scoring 17 points because everybody else is scoring 20, 25, 30. You don't have to depend on just him. OKC is like, if SGA ain't scoring, I'm not saying they can't beat, I'm not saying other people can't score, but it's like he does a heavy load score-wise. Yeah. But with the Pacers, it's more evenly distributed. Plus, you got people coming off the bench that score too. So it's like...
That being said, they are struggling against a team in the East. So,
But they're struggling because, but their struggle hasn't... Okay, the struggle isn't because they can't score. The struggle is because the Knicks are physical. And they're playing like it's a combination of the Knicks being physical and the Pacers like to run while the Knicks like to slow the game down. Yeah. So if the Knicks slow the game down, it kind of hinders them. But OKC likes to run. Pacers like to run.
Yeah,
it's going to be a run fest.
Also has Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein, so they got some bodies that I don't. It's not looking good for the Pacers, but I'm still going to be. I just even if I just always root for underdog, and this isn't intentional. I guess it is, but it's only because I like the Pacers. And OKC, I have nothing against OKC. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't rank them. No, they're not higher on the teams I would root for. I just don't have anything against them. Like, none of the people on there I don't like. Yeah, that's the word. There's nobody on there that I don't like.
If you ask me, I would say that outside of the Knicks, well, maybe even including the Knicks to a slight degree, all three of the teams are underdogs.
Okay, see, well, talk about just in the grand scheme of things. I don't know. I mean, 68 wins is not underdog.
Well, I mean, I say that the reason why I say that is because, like, yes, they won 68 games. However, a couple years ago, nobody had them on the radar.
So I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, there's this, I want to say it was the Flight Mike, and he made a video, and everybody was making the same video, like, the Thunder. It's about to be their time. Here they come. And I'm like, how many years are we going to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're here. So it's like, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So then it was relevant. But they did. I honestly thought that they would be more like the Magic than what they are now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess the reason why I'm saying I would put all of them in underdog categories because, like, for the last few years, 4 or 5 years plus, it's been the same teams getting to the finals and to conference finals.
Well, yeah.
And so it's kind of like everybody just before the playoffs, everybody was like, it's gonna be Boston and Boston and LA, but like nobody was even. I mean, granted, people were like, yeah, OKC, but even last year, a lot of people were like, they won a lot of games, but I don't believe in them because they're still young. They ain't got no experience. So it's like now it's like they here, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
And nobody expected the Pacers. Now look at that. All it took was one group of people to be like, hey, man, you underrated. Mm-hmm. What? I'm underrated? I'm underrated?
No, they said he was overrated.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm overrated?
They overrated.
That's all I need to hear, son.
That's so crazy what he's doing. Shoot, what was I going to say? I don't want dead air.
I do feel like the Knicks, though. I mean, I'm no coach. I'm no basketball expert. But I do know from the standpoint of being tired, you need more people to play.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't help you. But you need to play more people.
And it's kind of hard to, I don't want to say argue against Tom Thibodeau, but I mean, he made it to the conference. I mean, Mike Malone, he just won a championship and he got, so I mean, it's not like anybody's safe.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, granted, you have a top-heavy starting lineup. And I say top-heavy because you have Cat, you have Brunson, you have OG, great players. And not, like whatever, but together, that's a good core. You add Hart, who plays, you add Mikhail, who does decent here and there. So it's like, all right, cool. And I get it. Like, if you don't trust your bench, I get it. But you need at least 2 or 3 people to. I mean, I know they got Payne, who comes in here and there, but it's like they need breaks, man.
Teddy Payne.
They need breaks.
What Teddy Payne gonna do? What's he gonna do?
He gonna synthesize the notes. That's what he gonna do.
Gonna buy him a drink.
Yeah. Did you see the video? I know you said we were gonna wrap it up. I haven't watched it. I say that I was gonna watch it, but apparently there was a video of Neo talking about T-Pain at Coachella, where he was spinning on stage because he performed at Coachella and he had like the little Mad Max outfit on, and so he was spinning, and I guess during the performance, and Neo was like, like I said, I didn't hear the volume, but it was just like I just saw T-Pain comment just like, is Neo coming for me? Like, I don't think it was like serious, but just like what's up?
Yeah. Like Usher and all of them went doing it before him.
I don't know, because even speaking of that, I saw another video where Morris Chestnut caught a stray from Ant Edwards from Ant-Man.
I think I might have heard. What did he say?
Because it was like a video of ants and people that was walking down the street. He's like, yeah, this is like the neighborhood where Ricky got shot or whatever. And then Morris was like, did I just catch a stray? It was like, what? I was like, yeah, man. No,
I'm thinking of a video about SGA, his marketing team or something. He did something, and then they were talking about like an ant. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember. But
you think SGA be the next face of the league?
Okay, so I don't know about this face of the league stuff. Obviously there has been faces of the league, but I mean, is that?
Did you not say LeBron is a face of the league right now? I feel like he still is to a certain degree. I mean, obviously he's not as much of a face as he once was, but like his name still warrants 5 or 6 segments on talk shows.
He's definitely still, I don't want to say top dog. Like, he's not like the best player, but he is. When people think of the NBA right now, if somebody would say name an NBA player, it'd be, yeah. I guess in that case,
because the thing about face of league doesn't always have to be the best player,
right?
you're just such a well-known character and personality, and you know, I mean, obviously, if you play well, you win championships. It boosts it, but you know.
I think to me, when I think face of the league, is who is the person that is bringing in the most views.
Yes,
and I can't confidently say that that's LeBron anymore.
Well, and I would agree with you. That's why I said I would. Well, I'll say it this way. I feel like that's why the conversation is being had